I always liked wood, and I found this beam, like this 4x4 fir beam, and my dad had these straight mortising chisels, and I had like not a wood carving mallet, but just like a wooden mallet. And so I brought this beam in, and I was pounding away on it with my dad's mortising chisels, and my art teacher, she's actually the crafts teacher, watched me for a while, and then one day she came in and she had all of her grandfather's carving tools, and she said, but she wanted to watch to see if I stayed with it. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is easier with these things. And she had the right mallet and everything. So I carved a little woodchuck, which I can show you. I've never been the sort that like looks at the piece of wood and then kind of carves and finds something inside. I always know what's inside. I will pound this out of you. But yeah, no, I do feel like sort of a responsibility to the tree to do something meaningful with its life. A lot of sculpture is very static, and well, it's sort of in the nature of it, but it just kind of sits there. And there's something about jointing something that even if it doesn't do anything, it's the potential energy that it has. And the fact that it kind of does what you do, because we're all mechanical, we have, all kinds of joints in it. And so it's a similar thing. You start making them with joints, and then you start thinking it would be cool if it would do something, and then it just sort of goes on from there. But I think I like the interaction between the piece and the viewer. So the fact that if the viewer can do something and the piece responds, that connection is made stronger. There's something about the kinds of subjects, like things like dummies and dolls and puppets, that people kind of buy into the idea that it's a little being. The woodblock prints kind of came about because I started again like doing Christmas cards, and then when I had my first show with my gallery in Boston, they had gotten the Christmas cards, and they said maybe you could do something like that for the announcement. And so I did one. And it just kind of evolved, and from one color to two colors, and then I kind of, so much of my stuff is big and people like it, but they can't fit it in their house. And so I thought, well, the prints are something that I could do that it's a little bit more immediate gratification. Like I can do one and I can see that I can finish it in a finite amount of time. Whereas with a lot of my work, I have no idea, because I usually make it more complicated as I go on. I start out with a simple idea, and then I think, oh, it'd be cool if I did this, and it just gets worse and worse. And so I never know when it's going to be done, if ever. But at least with the prints, you go, I know this I can do. I know how this works, and at the end of a couple of weeks, I will have a finished product.